I've been involved in what you might call education by experience for many, many years. The idea that you need not only classroom and books, but you need to actually experience life. And this all started at Stanford, where I worked as Dean of Freshmen Men, and then started an organization called Volunteers in Asia to get some of our Stanford students out to this kind of experiential setting. This has given me a chance to spend a lot of time within Asia, which I've really enjoyed. And starting about 20 years ago, more and more time in Myanmar or Burma. That's a country that really has a fascinating background. We know it now as a least developed country, but what most people don't realize is that 60 years ago, it was actually probably the most developed, richest nation in Southeast Asia. World's largest exporter of rice, best university in Southeast Asia was located there. They were doing very, very well until 1962, when they got what turned out to be a really terrible military government. The economy went down, the country was closed off, universities and colleges were closed, and then finally in 2011, they began to get a democratic country. They're not totally there, and there are still many problems, but there's an atmosphere of hope and forward movement there. And interestingly, Japan has played a really important part in all of this. The Japanese government has been very active in overseas development aid. Japanese companies are very, very active there. Probably the biggest single economic effort has been with what's called the Thilawa Free Trade Area. And this is all Japanese. The capital came from JICA and from the Japanese Shosha, the Japanese trading companies. Now there are 45 international companies there, and 21 of the 45 are Japanese. So that Japan-Myanmar connection is a very, very close one. When you get there, you realize that much of the attraction of the country is not just economic, but in terms of the culture, which is very rich, very Buddhist, and the people who are extraordinarily warm and welcoming. So watch that country. It's a country that's going to be moving forward. In fact, I would say sometime go and visit.